This time it's clear, but usually here's an extra camera, so it's all fine. No problem at all.
Okay, guys, thank you for bearing with us there. Just went through a few technicalities here. We've got Vinny O'Connor from Sky, I can see. We've got Ian from TalkSport, and we've also got Carl from BBC Radio Merseyside. If you could put your hands up in the attendees room, I'll come to as many of you as we feasibly can. Thiago Alcantara is the player who will be on shortly after when Jürgen has completed his part of the press conference. Okay, Vinny, you've got the first two, then we'll go to Ian from TalkSport, then we'll go to Carl from the BBC.
Hi Jürgen, hope you're well.
I am, hi.
First of all, Jürgen, obviously in the last few days we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leave his role and Mauricio Pochettino linked with the job as well. I just wondered if you could give us an insight into the kind of challenge that it is when you're expected to compete with the likes of Liverpool, City and Chelsea as a manager, but also being compared to the respective managers at those big clubs as well.
What do I have to do with that? So inside to PSG or Man United? Or what?
Just an insight, because you obviously, when you came into the role at Liverpool, it was expected of you that you would need to compete with the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, etc. as well, and also that you would be compared to those kind of managers. So you've got that kind of experience of going into that role, into that kind of pressurised situation. And wondered, you know, if you could give us an insight as to what the new man is going to face going into that kind of hot seat at Old Trafford.
Sorry, I'm really not prepared for that question. I didn't think about Man United for a second, and I didn't think about the impact the manager has, should have or whatever since 6 years, since I had to think about these kind of things. Sorry, it was a long question. I don't have an answer for that.
No problem. Yeah, we're looking at the team then. I mean, obviously, is Jordan Henderson ready to start now? How far away is Andy Robertson? And what balance is there that you have to strike between looking after your squad through rotation, but also respecting the integrity of the competition?
We always respect the competition, and but we have to think about ourselves and our schedule and the situation of our players first. And Henry, we will see. Yesterday, would say maybe it was not at 100%. So like he can play, he can do pretty much everything, but it's about really being at 100% fit. So I thought when he came on against Arsenal, it was a game just to see the game out and controlling a little bit. It was exactly actually what he had to do from a rehab point of view. So we used these few minutes, but now we have to see. I don't know 100%. Rob was similar. It's both are okay, but are both now ready to play, ready to start with the schedule, with the games coming up. I have to make these decisions. Didn't make the decisions yet, to be honest, because how we all know, in this period of the season, time of the season, medical partner has a big hand in lineups, and so we will see that. But whatever lineup we will show tomorrow night, it's only about winning the game and winning this game and winning the next and winning the next and all these kind of things. That's what we are here for, and so. We will see. We know that our opponent will be motivated on the highest level for two main reasons. One is we won there in a way which they didn't like for sure, and on the other hand, it's like that if they win the game tomorrow night, they have a final against Atletico in the last match of the group, and so that's what they wanted. That's clear. So will be a difficult game for us, and I really hope that everybody's at Anfield is. Absolutely, it's best, because we only show up tomorrow night because we want to try to win the game, and that's Champions League. You can never take these things for granted, and I hope nobody is doing that. We need to be ready as a whole, all together. We need to be ready to put a proper fight out there, and yeah, at the moment I'm pretty positive that we can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny. We go to Ian from TalkSport, and then to Carl next from the BBC.
Hi Jürgen, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Cool. You can hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear, Ian. Fire away.
Cool.
I'm good.
It's kind of two questions in one, really. How difficult a game is this to prepare for, because you've already won the group? And secondly, you've scored at least 2 goals in all of your last 15 games in all competitions. So is this the best form any of your teams have ever been in?
Let's start with number 2. No, don't think so. But from a goal scoring point of view, maybe. It's good. The boys have quality. The boys have desire. Boys are ruthless. All these kind of things. But we don't, as well. Again, we don't take this thing for granted because it's so tricky to create a chance in football on this level. So it's just we have to keep doing that. But we need to find a rhythm, obviously, to between scoring and not conceding and stuff like this. And it's always a challenge, of course, and we try to do that as well. And it's an ongoing process. First part of the question was difficult to prepare. No, the difference is when you sign a contract for LFC as a manager, then pretty much, and as a player, pretty much you have to win all games. Each game you play, everybody expects that, and so it means there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and that's a little difference that we don't have to win the game tomorrow, but we want to win the game tomorrow. That's we can show how that looks, to be honest, and I really hope that it gives us the freedom to play, and but keeps the desire to defend and all these kind of things, and that's what we have to see tomorrow. We all know in our Champions League history since I'm here, we usually fight until the last second of the last game of the group stage to get somehow through the group. That's this year different, but that's really it's the only difference, and actually it's not in my mind. Really, but I know it's a difference. It's just we try to win the football game tomorrow night, and hopefully we can do.
Thank you, Ian. Okay, I've got all the attendees. I can get into the panel now, so there's no point putting your hands up. You can then start putting your hands up again when Tiago is here as our player for the press conference. Carl from the BBC next, and then we'll go to Fernando, who's one of our, I presume, Portuguese journalists who's listening. But Carl from the BBC first.
Hello, Jürgen.
Hi, Carl.
On Taki Minamino, he scored on Saturday to be against Arsenal last goal. How hard has it been not to play him when he has been good for you this season, when he has come on? And is it important for him to get more minutes with the African Nations Cup coming next year as well?
Asian Cup, wow, okay. He played for Japan the last few games because he's in a great shape. That's how it is, and that helps always when you want to start football games for a club and country. You're better in good shape, and he's in exceptional shape. So we knew that, and that's why it's so important for us. I said it before, or not, maybe not said it, but I knew before the game that Taki is pretty much our first option for changing on 5 positions for the Arsenal game, and that says a lot. And because he can play all these different positions, and when he came on, it was just a wonderful moment. So like 40 odd seconds on a pitch and scoring the goal. From that moment on, you can see his confidence now, how the confidence grew in the last few months, and how good a player he is. And so, really pleased for him, really. And yeah, he will get his minutes definitely.
Okay, thank you, Carl. We'll go to Fernando, and we've also got Francisco in from Portugal as well. Do we need the headphones, Fernando? Do we need it? Will this be in Portuguese? You're on mute, my friend. If you could take the mute off, and then if you want to ask your question. Fernando, I don't know if our translator can tell Fernando that he needs to take the mute off. Yeah, no problem. Oh, there we are. Well, I'll tell you what, we will come back to Fernando. We will go next to Carl Markham, who's always a wonderful understudy.
That's the mute button, the furthest away I ever saw.
That's it, there you go. Let's just go
it's
to
a
Carl
different
Markham.
room.
Fernando, we'll come to you in a second. We're going to go to Carl Markham first. Carl.
Hi, Jürgen.
Carl?
No,
you don't need it.
Yeah, you won't need headphones, you're right, I think. Well, at least I hope you're right now. Yeah, I just wondered, the last time you played a Champions League tie where nothing was riding on it, Diogo got injured, was out for 3 months. I wonder how much that's against Midtjylland, I wonder how much that plays on your mind, and people talk about the Champions League victory is worth, quite a lot of money, so you've got to balance that out, but I've seen player welfare takes precedence over everything. So.
Oh, come on, Carl. These kind of things. It's really easy to sit there where you sit, or where all the people who judge us in these moments to sit and say, leave him out, leave him out, leave him out. We leave them all out and play with a team which is not a Champions League team. We don't have enough players for that, by the way. And then nobody can get injured. But what the first question was, I think, from Ian, how much we respect the integrity of the competition. So it's so easy to sit in your chair and ask these kind of questions, to be honest. We have to line up a team who has a chance to win the football game, and with the Diogo situation was very unlucky. And I hated it, and I made the decision. But would I have done the decision the same again? That's the only question I have to answer. Yes. Again, because you need stability. We cannot play football games like here with this lineup, and next game lineup who has no chance to win a game, and then they bring them back again. The players need rhythm, all these kind of things. So really, it's that you only bring it up. It's really, I don't think it's fair that you bring up this old story that a player got injured. They all can get injured. Do I make the decision who? I don't care if he gets injured with the lineup tomorrow night. No, I can't, and I will not. These things happen in football, and hopefully nothing happens tomorrow. I would have preferred to answer the Portuguese question, to be honest.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Right, Fernando, can you give it a go now with the mute off, if possible, please? Sorry, Fernando, you still need to take the mute off.
Fernando can hear us now.
You can, yes.
That's great.
Fernando, can you take... There we are, yes. Fire away, sir. No? No.
I don't hear him.
No. We still can't hear you, I'm afraid, Fernando. We'll have one more go, and then we're going to go to Francisco. Have one more go. Try one more time, if that's okay. We'd like to take a question from Al. You're still going to have to take it off mute. There we go. No, I'm really sorry, that's not going to work. We'll come back. We'll go to Francisco, hopefully.
Hi, Jürgen, can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you.
Great. Nice to meet you, Francisco from Zerze. I would like to ask you, you are going to play against Porto, the only Portuguese team that you ever played 5 times. 4 wins, 1 draw, 16 goals scored, only 2 suffered. Given that sample, probably a small sample, how do you see the Portuguese teams and the Portuguese league and the Portuguese player?
I love Portuguese football, to be honest. I really think this country is producing an incredible amount of world-class football players. I was probably as surprised as everybody that they didn't go through the group stage with the national team. But it was probably rather unlucky than anything else. But pretty much all the players of the national team of Portugal play in the biggest clubs in the world, and there's still players coming up from the youth teams and all these kind of things. So it's incredible work. I'm a little bit familiar with the work Portuguese coaches or the Portuguese clubs are doing with their talents, how the system goes because of Pep Linders and Vitor Matos. So both from the Porto school, if you want, and so we are big admirers of what they are doing. But in the end, that says nothing about pretty much all these world-class players. They don't play now. Most of them don't play for long in Portugal. So when they show up, really, then the other clubs from other countries, from other leagues, are coming and paying an awful lot of money to get the players into their team, and that does help, obviously, the Portuguese league. But still, incredible players there, technically incredibly talented. Everybody, all the teams are, from a tactical point of view, on a really high level, plus the probably typical Portuguese mentality and desire to be real competitive makes them really uncomfortable. And I have no explanation really for the results we had at Porto, to be honest. It's yes, we were good, but in moments we were really good. We are good, by the way, but the last game especially was really unlucky for Porto. So without a number 1 centre-half pairing, early injury in the game, all these kind of things didn't help. We scored in the wrong moments for them, in the right moments for us. So all came together. But we don't see it like that, and we never did. We prepare for an incredibly strong Porto team tomorrow. They have a lot to play for, and I mentioned already the competitiveness of Portuguese people. So we all will feel that. And what we need here then feel is an exceptional atmosphere from the first second. If we want to win the game tomorrow, we have to win it together, and that's really important. And I hope we can create this kind of atmosphere, and then will not be easy for Porto as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, we're going to go to Don King, Paul Joyce, and then we're going to have one last chance with Fernando at the end. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then Thiago Alcantara is going to come in. But Don, Dom, then Paul, and then we'll have one last go and finish.
Yeah, it might seem a good opportunity for Tyler Morton to get some minutes on the pitch at some point tomorrow night. It was just there was a very endearing picture of you hugging him before he went on against Arsenal on Saturday night. I was just wondering if you could give us an insight into the progress that he's made this season and the opportunity that he has to get some experience in the Champions League.
I don't know what will happen tomorrow night, but the progress from Tyler Morton is pretty impressive. So Tyler had the full preseason with us. In the preseason, he was one of all the kids we had in the preseason with us. You could see his technical skills and all these kind of things, but how well educated and well behaved young people are. He was not overly confident, let me say that. He tried to adapt a little bit to what the first team is doing, and that's you could see that. So then we had the game. In the games he was good, not spectacular, but good. And then we had the game against Norwich, where he came on the second half and played a super game, to be honest. And that made all the difference. You could see the next day how the confidence level exploded overnight, and probably I saw then the first time. Pep and Beaton knew him before very well. That's why he was with us in preseason. But I saw then after that game first time the real Tyler Morton. 2021. Then he plays the Preston game, obviously, again, a really good performance, really mature, all these kind of things. And yeah, we can see that in training again. That's how development with young players works. It's a really good example. We can speak a lot about these boys and we can let them train with us, but as long as we don't bring them out on the pitch, they, let me say it like this, bringing them then in a game, in the right moment, has the biggest impact from all the things you can do to help them. And Tyler is a really good example for that. So he's in a good place, I would say, in the moment. Pretty sure he would give the same answer. And now let's work from here.
Thanks, Dom. Okay, guys, can you start putting your hands up for those of you, including those who've been on for the Jürgen part of the presser, if you want to ask a question to Thiago or Cantaro.
Fernando.
And then we try one last time with Fernando. Fernando, we give it one last go. I'm so sorry, but thank you very much. Maybe in the future, who knows, we seem to draw Porto all the time. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bye-bye.
As I say, please put your hands up in the attendees spot now, and we will...
Sorry, I've been asked by Rachel.
Yeah, so if you can look when you answer the questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, got Thiago with me. So, Vinny, if you want to ask the first couple.
Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yes, all good, Ben.
Good. Thiago, how are you doing?
All right.
Good. Thiago, I just wanted to first of all ask you, after the frustration of another season that's been interrupted by injuries, How did you feel putting in the kind of personal performance that you did against Arsenal at the weekend?
Well, first of all, we try to avoid all the injury situation with hard work and also with our daily routines. We changed some things to make that not happen, but at the end it's part of our job as well. But the most important thing is to be fit and ready for the team when you are. And I think the game against Arsenal was a boost of new energy for us as well to keep making and having our game in front of our crowd. So it was great because against a traditional great team, and we played our football and we won with that.
I don't know whether you know that Liverpool are still unbeaten when you start alongside Fabinho in midfield. So what are your targets now? What more is there to come from you still in a Liverpool shirt?
Well, as I say, when I came here, it's about to, first of all, to try to win all the games as we can, bring a high performance with that, and also to learn about the football that the coach wants that we play, and also to put on practice that. And for me, the most important thing for this team is that the hunger that we have every game. It doesn't matter against who we play. It's more that we want to win, and we want to win in our way. So it's not just about who plays, but it's more about the group. It doesn't matter if it's along Fabinho or Fabinho is alongside another player. It's that everybody must perform at the highest level.
Okay, we'll go to Carl from the BBC, please.
Hi, Thiago.
Hi.
You won the Champions League with Barcelona and Bayern Munich. How confident are you that this Liverpool side can go on and win the competition this season?
Yeah, as I learned, it's very, very tough to win a Champions League, but in more than 10 years of career, I had the opportunity to be on 2 finals. So you can see that I won twice, but I lost 8, more than 8. So it's very tough to go through every stage because we are playing against best teams in the world, best players in the world, and we just have to bring our best level to reach and be better every game. And with that, if we are in our best mood, we can achieve everything.
Okay, we'll go to Ian from TalkSport, please.
Hi Thiago, how are you?
Hi.
English clubs have won 2 of the last 3 Champions Leagues. Liverpool, when they won in Madrid 2 years ago, obviously Chelsea won last year against Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Does that show how dominance there is in English football in the Premier League? And did you know that, did you believe that before you came to England?
Well, I think every country has its moments in the football history. Some years ago was Spain with winners in the Europa League, winners in the Champions League. Also, the national team performed in an amazing way. And now, the last years, England had an amazing and successful performance in the international competitions. And as I said, the English football Premier League, it was always I think a most dominant, strongest league in the world. And there's nothing new. At the end, we are talking about football, and football is the same everywhere, every time. So you just have to adapt against the team that you are playing against, and adapt in the team that you are playing with.
Okay, we'll go to Carl Markham, please.
Hi, Thiago. We've spoken a little briefly about the injuries you've had and the difficult start. I just wondered if you can assess your contribution to your Liverpool career so far on the pitch, considering that there was so much, expectation on you when you arrived and people looking forward to seeing you play. How you feel you've done when you've actually been able to play?
Yeah, I think it was very interrupted this first year with Liverpool because of COVID situation, because injury. But then I had the quick adaptation in the team, in the league. We struggled the last season for many reasons, and And in this year, you know even much better your teammates, the runs that they make, how they prefer to receive the ball, how they defend, how they attack. So I think my performance is I'm open to help the team in different ways as the coach wants and as a teammate wants. So for me, the most important thing is to be, as I said before, to be able to the team to try to win as we want to win. So I'm part of it.
Okay, Paul Joyce, please.
Hello, Tiago. There was a report last week that Xavi wanted to resign you for Barcelona. Is that something that you would consider, or is your commitment to Liverpool for the foreseeable future?
As I always have been. So I'm a guy who play football. I'm not concerned about the rumors. I'm focused in the duty that I have with my team, the years that I have with contract with my team, and I just want to know about this new adventure that I had here in the Premier League, trying to win all the trophies as I can, and my compromise is maximum with this team.
Okay, we'll do the order on the screen. So Chris Baskin, please.
Hi Tiago. You played with arguably the greatest team ever at Barca, and you played at Bayern. How does the level of this Liverpool team compare, if that's not too difficult to ask? And also, could you give us some insight into the difference between playing for Pep and playing for Jurgen?
Well, first of all, I had the luck to play against brilliant football players, brilliant teams. They play in different ways, not just teams, but also the years that I had in each team. They played different. I remember with Pep was different than with Ancelotti. With Tito Villanova in that time was different than Pep as well. Hansi Flick at the end was different. So they were successful teams, I think, every year with amazing players. The difference is about how far you can go in the European League, and also how your team is performing in every game. We were dominant in both teams, in Bayern and in Barcelona, and it happened a little bit the same here with Liverpool. I came with a team that they already won a lot of things, but they aim to win more things. So was a mix of mature thing. I came in a mature team with a road that they already walked on, and also they want to make a longer path with this team, with as I said, the mature football players that they have, and bring in some youngsters. So I think it's the same kind of let's say hunger and competition spirit as all the teams I had before. And between these both coaches, you can see now the difference between they have the same charismatic character. Also, they have the group. They have the group in their hands. They know what to do to make them perform better, to help them in the difficult situations. So the similarities are there, and the difference you can see how the team plays. I couldn't say much more about football. One is more possession, another one is more this wildness with control in the same point, and it's great. Both are doing what they want in the greatest way that football can bring.
Okay, go to Dom next, please.
Tiago, this is the first time I've had a proper chance to talk to you. Can you just give us an idea of how difficult the last 12 months have been? Were there any points when you wondered, particularly when you had the knee injury and whatnot, whether you thought you could be a success here, or whether you'd made the right move?
No, 100%. I made the right choice, the right move. You never know, because at the end, the injuries, what it makes is stop your frequency to play, to know much more how your team performs on the pitch, because at the end you can watch football every time, and the theory it's awesome, but the practice is even better. So I don't know. I hate that not just me, but teammates got injury, and it's a pity that football has this, but it's part of our job, it's part of life, and we just have to when we are fit, we have to be as high performances as we can.
Okay, and we've got time for one more question. So, Dave, if you want to finish us off, please.
Hi, Thiago. Just touching on a couple of things that you said there. At the weekend, Liverpool set a new Premier League record for pressing, and it is a very different style to maybe you played for at previous clubs. And I just wonder what was it about Liverpool? You know, why you came, why you chose. You could have taken an easy option and gone to an easier type of football. So why you came to Liverpool to play with Jurgen's style, which is incredibly energetic?
Because I want to keep winning. I want to go away from my comfort area and try new things. Try a great football, different football. Know the teammates that I have here. Try Jurgen's football as well. It's football. It's about learning. And if with my experience, with my knowledge in football, I can be better learning new things, so why not? At the end, I want to win. That's the biggest thing that I have in my mind. I want to win. I want to be dominant in a game, and why not here with Jurgen and with his teammates?
Okay, guys, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you.